Welcome back to the Quantum CBD H2O Rumble at Remington, brought to you by Sailor Jerry. We are at Remington Park in Oklahoma City. I'm Andrew Spino, ringside with the champ, Darren Humphrey. This is a fight for the Oklahoma Ladies Bantamweight title. Darren, tell us about the fighters.
Well, as far as the fighters go, I think, this is Hoffman's hometown fight. Salazar coming in here to take on Hoffman. We talked a little bit about it in between the breaks, but Hoffman lives in the gym,
Well, she owns the gym. She
right,
and her husband,
that's true. She's
Hoffman,
part owner,
and,
right.
And people might not know this, but her brother-in-law is world-famous BMX biker Matt Hoffman.
Wow, okay.
Who lives in Edmond, Oklahoma.
Well, my point being is that she's always in the gym. So, and if I'm not mistaken, I think this might be the first women's title fight for HD Boxing. But anyways, I expect that we're going to see a competitive fight here. Samantha Salazar coming in. She's lost her last two, but both of those fighters that she fought were undefeated at the time.
Yeah, and still are. So,
right.
This is going to be just an outstanding fight for the Oklahoma Ladies Bantamweight title. For our introductions, let's send it up to the ring to the exquisite Gerald Whalen.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your co-main event of the evening. Proudly brought to you by Sailor Jerry. 4 rounds of boxing scheduled in the Bantamweight division, and this is for the Oklahoma Bantamweight title. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, she weighed in at an official 116 pounds. From Dallas, Texas, ladies and gentlemen, Samantha Salazar. And her opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, she weighed in at an official 115 pounds. From Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, representing Western Avenue Boxing Gym, Rebecca Little Vicious Hoffman. We go to Gerald Ritter for your instructions.
Okay, fighters, you've already received your instructions in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight. Obey my commands. Protect yourself at all times. Touch your gloves. Let's get after it.
This is the Oklahoma Ladies Bantamweight title fight. Rebecca Hoffman in the red corner, Samantha Salazar in the blue. Rebecca Hoffman, originally from the UK, as if you couldn't tell from her shorts, taking on Samantha Salazar wearing the white trunks with the glittered red trim. Very interesting matchup in terms of skill level, and you mentioned dedication, Darren. The fact that Rebecca Hoffman lives in the gym. This is what she does for a living, is train fighters. And here she is as a pro for her 5th fight. What kind of advantage do you think Hoffman has by being immersed in a boxing atmosphere 24/7?
Well, I think that would be something that she does, all day, every day, regardless if she's training for a fight. She's probably in the gym, always punching the bag, always working out. That doesn't mean, however, that Salazar is not doing the same thing. Regardless if you own a gym or not, there's a lot of gym rats, we would say.
And this has been a great fight. Some very tough exchanges between these two women. Samantha Salazar weighed in at 116, Hoffman at 115, but from where I'm sitting, Salazar just looks bigger than Hoffman.
She does, and I think she's a little bit longer too.
Hoffman is tough. Her husband, Travis Hoffman, also a professional fighter, and she opened up a nice cut over the left eye of Samantha Salazar. And
she sure did. I think that was that left hook she threw.
It was, and there's blood streaming down the right side of the cheek of Samantha Salazar. It's not in a terrible spot, but it's not a great spot either.
Well, right.
Because that thing can open up and then blood starts going right into the eye.
Sure, it could definitely expand. But I think what it does more than anything is it gives Hoffman a reason to go forward, to keep coming forward. She sees blood, so she's going for it.
Right, yeah. In the case of her, that she's able to be effective. And what kind of...
good right hand there by Salazar.
Very good right hand. Great exchanges here in round number 1 for the ladies' bantamweight title. Round 2 coming up.
Here in Tornado Alley, severe weather can strike at any moment. Don't leave your family exposed. Protect them with a tornado-safe certified shelter. Convenience is the key when it comes to safety during a storm. The underground garage units are installed right in your garage. This eliminates the need to go outside during a storm and doesn't require the use of valuable square footage. Tornado Safe above ground safe rooms meets and exceeds FEMA 321, 360, and ICC 500 protocols, which includes impact testing, design pressure testing, and uniform load structural pressure testing.
Time for dinner!
Let's go.
Guys, I said no gloves at the table.
Listen to your mother.
Metro PCS brings you closer than ever to the UFC. Anytime, anywhere. On a reliable network that covers 99% of people in the U.S. Metro PCS. Wireless figured out.
Welcome back to the Rumble at Remington. It is the Oklahoma Ladies Bantamweight title on the line. Samantha Salazar, a ugly cut above her right eye. We thought, Darren, it was from the left hook. The referee ruled it was from an accidental headbutt. I missed that, but he's in a much better position to see than I am.
Sure. And as far as, referees go, I think the Ritters, they hold their place in boxing, especially here in Oklahoma. They're, two of the best.
Yeah, between them, they've reffed over 100 world title fights. So
for sure.
We can be confident that he knows what he's talking about, certainly more than I do.
The reason I'm surprised about that is because Hoffman was throwing that looping left hook, and good exchange there by Salazar.
Very good. Salazar appears to be the much more powerful, bigger, and faster fighter than Hoffman. I thought Hoffman, even though she lost round one, in my opinion, I thought she was in a good position because I thought she'd open that cut from a punch.
Right, and I thought she was more active. She threw more punches.
Hoffman,
Watch your hands, girls.
pretty smartly targeting that cut with the left hook when she manages to kind of work around Salazar, but getting inside on an opponent that much bigger is not easy.
Yeah, and I think Salazar's got the better jab. She's keeping Hoffman, a ways out there. Hoffman's coming in, throwing 2 or 3 punches at a time, but she stepped straight back there and got hit with a right hand by Salazar.
Well, I think despite the cut, which is drawing 99% of my attention right now, the other 1% was to note.
How could it not?
It was to note how athletic Salazar is.
Stop!
Right.
You can just tell the way she moves.
Right.
She's
right. Not to take anything away from Hoffman. I mean, I think Hoffman's more, just go.
Round 3 is coming up.
I'm Derek Atkins, MMA fighter and boxer here in Edmond, Oklahoma. I'm 10-4 in MMA. I usually wake up with Quantum, but if my day of the workout is kicking my butt a little bit worse than usual, I'll grab a bottle. It helps me recover. I feel better. It helps me sleep. I haven't taken any sort of ibuprofen or aspirin since I started using Quantum. I'd recommend it to anybody with kind of physical work. Quantum can actually really help you recover and feel like you can actually do stuff with your family, your friends, and just feel better in life.
Remington Park Party Planners, how can I help you?
Racing season might be over, but the jockeys are staying behind for party season.
A wedding in Eclipse Room? Sure.
25 for a business meeting? No problem.
Class reunion? Yes, ma'am. There's just one cat. You gotta invite all of us.
Please ignore that. You do not have to come.
She actually wants you all to come.
Quarter horse racing returns March 9th, but at Remington, you can party anytime.
Round number 3 for the Oklahoma Ladies Bantamweight title, and in Samantha Salazar's corner, they work furiously between rounds, trying to stop that growing gash above her right eye caused by an accidental headbutt in round number 1. Darren, as the fight goes on, how much of a factor, they manage, it looks like, to stop the bleeding. How much of a factor could that cut be in this fight?
Well, they've stopped the bleeding temporarily.
Right.
But as far as the cut being a factor, at this point it's not over her eye, so it's not, bleeding into her eye. It's just to the side. But, Hoffman's got that looping left hook, and she throws it pretty good. So if I was in her corner, I'd be telling her to loop it, to maybe lead with a right hand and loop that left hook behind it and try to open it up maybe a little bit further and make it, make it be a factor in this fight.
Right, target that eye, open it
Sure.
up, because I think it wouldn't take much more to tear that cut open so that it is going directly into Salazar's eye, which of course is not how you want to fight to end.
Sure.
But Salazar appears to be taking control now.
Overhead.
Yeah. I think Hoffman's, pretty active. But like you mentioned earlier, I think Salazar's the bigger fighter. I think she's certainly longer, and she's throwing her jab really well. And I think as Hoffman's coming in, she's getting caught with that jab, and Salazar's just following it up with 2 and 3 punch combinations. Good right hand by Salazar.
Get off
Very
her
good.
neck. Get off her neck. Stop. Stop.
And I do want to point out, Rebecca Hoffman
hold
is
it.
a smart fighter. She's doing all the
Stop.
right things. I think she is just outclassed athletically
Sure.
by Samantha Salazar.
Right. I would agree, and I think the difference is, too, like you've mentioned a couple times, Salazar is just longer. She's bigger, and to me, she's able to keep Hoffman on the outside.
Yeah, and she's kept that cut relatively close. This is the end of
Right.
round 3. Round 4 coming up.
Canelo, be bold! Hey, Canelo. No bueno. Be bold. Good there. Hey.
Be bolder.
Tecate Light. Born bold.
Introducing Quantum CBD H2O, a premium perfect pH phytocannabinoid water beverage with electrolytes and minerals, chemical solvent-free, organically derived nutrients, non-GMO, THC-free, phytocannabinoid-rich, full-spectrum PCX technology. Scientifically developed for the human condition. Experience the entourage effect. Feel the power. Revitalize, rebuild with Quantum CBD H2O.
This is the Rumble at Remington, the Oklahoma Ladies Bantamweight title on the line. Samantha Salazar in the white and red trunks, Rebecca Hoffman in the UK flag trunks. And Darren, let's give it up to Samantha Salazar's corner. They have really managed that cut well.
Yeah, they sure have. They've done a really good job. And as I mentioned in the last round, I don't think Hoffman's done enough to open that cut up even further above Salazar's eye, so I'm not sure at this point it's going to be a factor in the fight.
I think Hoffman is probably feeling overwhelmed by, I keep coming back to this, but just the athleticism of Salazar.
Sure.
She's moving so much more fluidly. She's landing much more effective punches with about half of the energy that Hoffman is expending, and I really wonder how many punches Hoffman can take.
Right, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, how many of these can you absorb before you're put down?
Yeah, and to take nothing away from Hoffman, she's obviously in shape, but there's a difference between being in the gym every day, being a gym rat, and then going in the gym every day to, as far as the training camp goes, so.
Yeah, and please don't think I'm being critical of Rebecca Hoffman. She's in a tough situation where I think she's overmatched. But, technically she's doing things very well. And I know she's
absolutely.
And she's been dedicated to the sport. I think she's an attribute to the sport of boxing in Oklahoma City through the Western Avenue Gym. Both she and her husband, Travis Hoffman. But in this fight, I think she's just overmatched.
Right, I would agree with that. She's doing a good job, though. She's certainly not out of it.
Outside of that accidental clash of heads in the first, I really don't think Hoffman has won any of the exchanges.
Break! Step back! Box! Time!
And that is the end of round number 4, the final round. We'll have the judges' decision coming up.
Introducing Quantum CBD H2O, a premium perfect pH phytocannabinoid water beverage with electrolytes and minerals, chemical solvent-free, organically derived nutrients, non-GMO, THC-free, phytocannabinoid-rich, full-spectrum PCX technology. Scientifically developed for the human condition. Experience the entourage effect. Feel the power. Revitalize, rebuild with Quantum CBD H2O.
Time for dinner.
Let's go.
Guys, I said no gloves at the table.
Listen to your mother.
Metro PCS brings you closer than ever to the UFC. Anytime, anywhere. On a reliable network that covers 99% of people in the U.S. Metro PCS. Wireless figured out.
Welcome back to the Quantum CBD H2O Rumble at Remington. This fight has been for the Oklahoma Ladies Bantamweight title. The judges have tallied their scorecards. Let's send it up in the ring to the remarkably dapper Gerald Whalen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the co-main event of the evening goes to the scorecards. Judge Gary Ritter, Sarah Atwood, and Tim Tallchief all scored about 40-36 for your winner by unanimous decision. And new Oklahoma bantamweight champion out of the blue corner, Samantha Salazar.
Samantha Salazar, Oklahoma's new ladies bantamweight champion. Pitching a shutout on all the judges' scorecards against a very game and talented Rebecca Hoffman. Samantha Salazar, the new champ. Well, you want to stick around because our main event with world-ranked middleweight Carson Jones taking on the tough and durable Abel Perry. That bout is coming up. Stick around.